Well, hello guys, welcome back. We had something interesting happen last night. Loki and I have been talking about things, and we've been talking about how the world events are going, and I said to him, what do you think it's like for so-and-so right now? And he gave me the most depressing vision I've ever seen of, I heard a dog whimpering outside, of, the God in question being shut out of his own church, sitting in the rain, shivering and cold, and wondering where his people are. I said, Loki, that's the most depressing thing I ever saw. And he said, well, you wanted to know what it's like right now, so there you go. I'm like, they're not all that bad. And he's like, yeah, but the public ones are really bad. And I said, yeah, but... And he's like, he's cold and he's alone. Loki? What are you doing? He's cold and he's alone. He can't eat. His dad's cold and alone, and nobody wants his mom. Everybody thinks his mom is bad. Nobody likes his earthly father. And Loki kept going on and on and on. Basically, Loki found a box of stray puppies, and Loki loves any kind of strays he finds. So Loki was showing me stray puppies, and he's like, what are we going to do? They're strays. I said, yes, but they have millions of followers. Put them back where you found them. But they're strays. Look at them. They're so sad. And I'm just looking at him because that's his favorite thing to do. Look at the stray I found. They're not a stray. Put them back. They're a stray. So we're looking at them and they're looking at us. And I said to Jesus, I said, how's it going at home? Good, good, good. They really like me. I think they're turning around. I looked at him like, Jesus, don't you lie. Shame on you. No, I think they really get it this time. I'm like, no, they don't. Bad. So, Jesus is just that kind of God. He's the kind of God where if the whole planet was on fire, you'd say, how you doing, Jesus? I saw a flower today. Jesus, the whole planet is literally on fire. I know, but I saw a flower. Huh? You're special. I love you. Uh, and I looked at Loki and I said, you're polar opposites. He loves everyone. You hate the whole world. Yeah. He believes in good and turn the other cheek. You believe in punching people's teeth down their throats, and jail time was totally worth it. Yeah? And he goes, yeah, but we would both treat, certain people with respect and decency. And I'm like, true. And he said we would both take in the homeless and the weak and, take in those with no one else to take them. True. We both love strays and people with no hope left. Okay, fine, you can have him. So Loki adopted strays. Which sounds weird, but in all seriousness, guys, he's the first god to adopt strays. And he's like, look how they're being treated. I'm like, yeah, they've always been treated like that. That's as long as there's been Christianity. There have always been people that will hide behind Christ and be terrible, rotten people, but they'll hide behind Christ. I said, just like there are people that hide behind you, Loki. And he's like, I know. But look, sad, alone. Can they have cookies? I think you want cookies, but go ahead. So that's the kind of discussions we actually have in this house. It's not the gods he ever has a problem with. It's the associations. It's the church he has a problem with. It's corruption he has a problem with. It's terrible, monstrous crimes the church has committed that he has a problem with. He doesn't have a problem with Jesus or the angels or saints. Jesus means well. Jesus really means well. He's never gonna have your back in a fight, but he means well. He loves you. And I looked at him and I'm like, this is not gonna last. This is the sweetest God on the planet. You are not gonna get along. Yeah, we will. You guys know Jesus has popped in and out, and usually they can do okay, but lately Loki's gonna begin ornery and more ornery, and I'm like, this is not gonna work, but I let him adopt his strays, and the house felt really peaceful last night. I said, it kind of is nice. It feels like the whole family is finally together again. And we don't practice any set religion, and we don't answer to any set creed, and we don't answer to anybody. If people don't like how we live together, that's just their problem. It's not our problem. So it was really nice. And we've agreed we're all taking a break from politics. We are going to go vote But we're taking a break from politics because all people in this country want to do anymore is hate each other and scream at each other about why they're wrong. And they personally, the person they don't agree with, is the reason why this country is so bad. And I want to hide from human beings for like the next 4 years or however long it takes. So yeah, we're going to be definitely celebrating Christmas. We actually went shopping today, and Loki's like, can we make a birthday cake? Because Mom and I used to make Jesus a birthday cake every year. And I'm like, yeah, we can make a birthday cake. And we've made him everything. We made him pumpkin, we've made him cherry, we made him apple. This year he's getting gingerbread cake. So he's getting gingerbread cake with icing on it. So yeah, we do it every year, or we used to, my mom and I, and then, as I was trying to be super pagan, we stopped that. We stopped the nativity, but we're bringing all of that back because that's a tradition that links me to my ancestors, and I'm sure when they visit, it comforts them. And it's something that, who can hate Jesus? Seriously, who can hate Jesus? He never did anything wrong. He never hit anybody. He was never unkind to anybody. He's just way too nice for his own good. It's the only, and it's not a fault. He's really like that. And I'm like, you know who you're gonna love? You're gonna love Balder. At least the nice part of Balder. Everybody's like buttermilk in his mouth. And I'm also like, Hermes, come here, Hermes. And Hermes is like, what? I'm like, this is Jesus. He's like, I know who he is. I'm like, okay, you make sure, okay, you watch over him. You're streetwise. I don't know. Jesus is no fool, but Jesus is way too nice and loving for his own good. And we're all like, the baby of the family's back. It's so sweet. So we'll be watching over him, and we'll be watching over anyone else as they settle in, because we just put out the call last night. We were like, any and all gods and goddesses, angel saints, we don't care if you're lost and you're scared and humans are currently driving you crazy. Come on in. We'll take you in. We'll take you in because we've had enough too. We can all hide together for a while. So we're all hiding together for a while. We're going to hide from politics. We're going to hide from the news. We're going to hide from human beings. And we're just going to take care of one another. It's insane the way this world has gotten. It is literally, as I've told you guys before, this is not the world I grew up in. You couldn't have said most of the stuff adults say in public today. You couldn't have said that at one time. People would have been shocked out of their minds. There probably would have been some kind of special court assembled. And a lot of people would have been serving jail time. And people today can just say whatever they like. And I'm not talking First Amendment rights. I'm just talking human decency. You don't say half the stuff certain people say. So, we're just going to look out for one another, and we know that probably ends the channel, and we really don't care. If Loki could teach you anything, and if I can give you a final lesson, is that we should have compassion on the less fortunate. When you're strong, you don't prove anything by hurting the weak. You don't prove anything by hurting a pacifist. Beating up a pacifist, good for you. You literally pick the one weakling in the room that won't fight back, where Loki and his followers are usually the people that grab the first thing they can grab and conk you on the head with it. So, you have to practice compassion. When you see people, it doesn't matter if these are people you can't totally stand. When you see even an enemy weak and you see them helpless, it's not befitting for you, and it does nothing for your honor to attack them. If even during World War II, this is a true story, there was a Luftwaffe pilot, and his own commander told him that if I ever hear one of you shooting a man in a parachute, I will shoot you myself. That's dishonorable to kill the enemy like that. And he found a crippled bomber, and he knew they were crippled, and he actually escorted them back from Germany. He knew very well what they had done. He knew they had bombed Germany, but we have to have honor. And we cannot hit our enemy when they're down already. That's dishonorable. That's not, that violates any common decency. And so he escorted them back. He escorted them back to England. Because he said to have shot them when they were completely and totally defenseless, he thought was no better than shooting someone in a parachute. That's very dishonorable and cowardly to shoot the enemy when they can't fight back. So we have to remember that, to have nobility as Lokeans to have nobility to not hit the other guy when he's down already. He's already down. You don't have to hit him anymore. He's on the floor. You don't have to hit him. You won. Good for you. We have to have, compassion towards people. I'm not saying don't defend yourself. I'm not saying anything like that, but I am saying that when we see people down, even if other people would tell you they're your enemy, like Christians or Jewish people or Muslim people or whomever, Loki would be the first one to tell you to help them and what the hell's wrong with you, and who cares who their god is. Loki considers all humans on the planet his anyways. If you ever ask him, he's like, yeah, they all belong to me. They're mine. I made them. So they all belong to Loki anyway, so you better be nice to them. So we know that'll probably be our last video, but we really don't care because we're tired of seeing intolerance. We're tired of seeing the right wing take over, heathenry and Wicca and everything else, and turn it into a tool of hate, because that is not how our ancestors acted. And if our ancestors could come back to life, there'd be a lot of sorry people. So just, remember to act with common decency, to follow your conscience, and you do you. On your deathbed, you will not get to hide behind the people that did videos or articles or anything else, and to blame anyone but yourself for your own actions. We all have feelings, but if you think you're going to, pass off the feelings of other people, it's not going to cut it, especially not with Loki. So take care of yourselves, and Godspeed.